Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Pavan, and today we're watching Run with the Wind Season 1, Episode 17, called Searching for the Answer. Okay. Last episode, the boys defeated all odds and qualified for the Hakone Ekiden. MVP awards definitely go to Kurihara and Haiji. Their times were, I would say, in the top 10, both of them. I mean, very good stuff. Even Prince finished. He barfed in his mouth. Just was completely wrecked by the end, but he finished. So the boys were very invested. I think we saw just how badly they wanted this to happen as they were waiting for the results, which was so heartwarming and beautiful. Even the cameraman was crying, you guys, okay? So this was serious stuff. We kind of left with like more of a melancholy feeling, with the twins being like, wait, does Haiji expect us to win this thing? So we are going to move forward. We're gonna see what's up. We're also need to check in on Haiji's knee situation after he leapt over the guy that wiped out with the table. So we got a lot of things to kind of clean up and check up on this episode. So let's get started. Very excited here. Run with the Wind, episode 17 is coming right now. New members? Oh my gosh, the guys are known. This is a big deal. They were scraping by trying to get members literally a month ago, and now they have people knocking at their door. Amazing. It's the website.
だが
ほらね、ほらほら。
待って、落ち着いて。本当にどう頑張っても無理なんですか？優勝は。
無理だろう。双子の言う通りタイムが証明してる。
特に長距離はな、実績が覆ることはそうそうねえよ。
陸道の2軍でさえ俺たちよりずっと上だろう。分かってたんだ先輩たち。なんかずるいな。
でも考えようによってはラッキーじゃないですか。どんなに速い選手でも箱根に出られるのは一握りなわけですよね。その点僕らは予選だけはとにかく通過できて、願った通り箱根を走ることができる。それだけでも羨ましいと思う人は大勢いると思いますけど。
まあそうっちゃそうだけど、
勝てなきゃ意味ないでしょ。そうだよ、結果の分かってる試合なんて何の意味もないじゃん。ならサッカーなんてやってる場合じゃないだろ。勝ちたいなら練習するのみだ。偉そうに。だからその気になれないって言ってんの。そうだよ。なんだよ、この間何にも答えられなかったくせに。
よせもうお前ら。
じゃあさ、お前ら優勝できないから走れないってことはさ、どうせいつか死ぬから生きるのやめますってことか。そういうことか。そういうことなんだな。はあ？何それ。はい、ヘリクツ出ました。カケルのヘリクツが出ました。僕は死にません。僕は死にません。ヘリクツプープープー。生きるか死ぬか、それが問題だ。でも死にません。ちゃんと聞けよ俺の話を。何なんだそれは。
何の時間だこれ。俺に質問したかったんじゃなかったのか。確かに俺は頂点と言った。でもそれは
Okay, I need to press pause. I have so many things going through my head right now, and I'm a little upset. First of all, I agree with Prince wholeheartedly here. There are very few people who get to run that race. And so, sure, did Haiji say, let's aim for the top? Maybe. Do we know what he meant by that? We don't know yet. But just to be able to qualify for that is a huge accomplishment. So I don't understand how these twins have gone from being so enthusiastic, so excited, etc., when they've seen how hard it's been in the lead up meets and stuff to even hit the time, the qualifying time. None of them have been winning. So like, what do you think is gonna happen here? Did you think that you were gonna win the qualifier? Like, I'm so confused at this like transition they've gone through from being so excited, so enthusiastic to like, what are we even doing here? So I'm very upset about that. Like I said, completely agree with Prince. Seeing Kurahara's face, he was in distress listening to this, okay? Like, he did not know what to do. He looked panicked, which was very cute. But, like, I am so thrown off right now. I don't even know what I want to say because I'm so upset, but all I know is that look in Haiji's eyes was terrifying, and they better shut up and show some respect. Okay?
優勝という意味ではない。
じゃあ何の意味。
それを俺も探しているんだ。たどり着く先を、走ることの意味を。
バカらしい。あ、ちょっとかける、お前食器洗いな。なんで。
なんでも冷静になれもうちょい。
ハイジさん、双子がいません。
マジでバックれたかあいつら。
すみません。俺が答えられなかったからです。予選の帰り道、2人に何のために走るんだって聞かれて。まあでも何のために生きてんですかって聞かれて 簡単に答えらんねえのと一緒だろ。
お、ナイスヘリクツ。
予選は通過した。みんなで箱根を走れる。最初に決めたゴールにはもうたどり着いてるのかもしれない。
Right?
でも本当の頂点はそこじゃなかった。分かってたんです、俺も。だってもっともっとみんなと上を目指したいから。なのに答えに躊躇して。
No, he cannot take responsibility for this. Everybody is responsible for their own reactions to things, and like if the twins want to be upset and ask hard questions, the fact that he hesitated, he cannot put that on himself, because the way they choose to interpret his hesitation or his reaction or whatever is on them. Because the guy, such a hard question. Like, how is he supposed to answer that? But to use that as proof of doubt in the team or whatever is completely unfair. And I'm sorry, but I'm getting very upset with them. You do not blow off your team, okay? What is up with them? Thinking face.
久しぶりだな、サッカーなんて。うん。ずっと走ってばっかだったもんな。うん。後悔してんの？こっち選んだこと。別に。もともとこっちの予定が先だったし。そうだよ。箱根出ることは決まったんだし、あとは文句言われないように普通に練習して。文句って？文句言われないようにって誰に？ハイジさん？予選通過できなかった人たち。おう。もう早く来ねえかなみんな。早起きが身についちゃったからな。
You don't even know who you're trying to prove a point to.
なんだあいつ。箱根！みんなが待ってる！
Oh my gosh.
押しかけてくるかよ普通。
Kurahara.
やばい、逃げるぞ。相手は全国トップクラスだ。あいつ。
Oh, that smile was evil. Look at who's become the ultimate team player. There's been a lot of growth from several characters in this show. Prince, with just straight up running form, running period, mindset. Yuki, from hating the whole idea to being super duper invested. Nico-chan, with his health, with his smoking, his weight loss goals. King, with his mindset, with how stressed he was about his job and then like transitioning into running. Shindo, I mean, Shindo's always been a real sweetie, so he hasn't really evolved in that way because he's always been amazing, but he started giving more to the team. Kurahara, big changes as far as thinking he's better than everybody, not wanting to waste his time, to now like chasing down the twins to make sure that they go to practice. Like, so many individual transitions have been happening and growth moments and stuff, and I'm like very happy about that. The twins, however, have regressed, and they're gonna have to work hard to get out of my bad books right now because they are in the basement. Anyways.
お手柄だな。
追いかけっこであいつから逃げ切れるわけねえだろ。もう走れない。強制連行だ、こんなの。
ここがスタート地点だ。当日は歩道に何重もの人垣ができる。正面には大きな櫓が組まれ、カメラが選手を狙う。まさに晴れ舞台だ。
そう思う余裕があるかね。
繊細な人には向かないでしょうね。
ビル風がすごい。
すぐに体が冷えそう。
大観衆の中を21人の選手が走り出す。それぞれが遥か遠くで待つ仲間にタスキを届けることだけを思って。
Okay, 21 teams. Am I understanding that right?
先へ進もう。
この辺も車全部止めてコースに住んだろ。すげえよな。
たかが大学生のためにお祭り騒ぎだよ。
それだけの価値があるということだ。俺たちもそんな価値のある走りを見せよう。
はい。
うまくなってませんか？
Barf bucket.
本当だ。俺もまさかと思ってたんだが、やっぱそうだよな。
みんなにだけ成長を求めるのはフェアじゃないだろう。
Haiji is growing and becoming a better driver.
電話下手でいてくんねえとこっちが言い訳できなくなるだろう。
ちなみに去年今走っている2区で甲府学院の岩木、陸道大の藤岡が伝説レベルの激走を見せてくれた。
花の2区ってやつか。エースの区間と言いますものね。
かける。走りたいか？
どの区間でも道がある限り全力で走るだけです。
おい、聞いたか。道がある限りだそうだぞ。
俺そんな変なこと言いましたかねえ。いやいや、頼もしいよ。
Also, why did I think that the Hakone Ekiden was like in the wilderness? Why did I think it was an actual mountain? Like, I'm a little bit embarrassed right now. It's like through the city. I literally thought that they were gonna be like running up a mountain. And it would be like in the wild with like flats and then hills and then, you know, everything in between. Okay. Well, oops.
海風強い。気持ちいいですね。お、来たよ、来た来た。
Okay, we're getting a little more wild.
想像以上だな。
確かに上りも地獄だけど、これってつまり下りも半端ねえってことだろ。
その通り。足腰の強度はもちろん勇気と知性がものを言う区間だ。
あれ、ここの頂上？てっぺんがゴールってわけじゃねえんだな。
もうすぐ往路のゴールだ。今のうちに景色を楽しんでおこう。
Hmm.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we've transitioned from city to wild nature.
ほぼほぼあんたのせいだったんですけど。
本番はどんな感じなんでしょう？
それお前大喝采だろ。
皆さん、駐車場に。
熱心ですよね。下見までちゃんとして。すみませんでした。いつかはミーハーとか言っちゃって。
いいのか、こんなところで油を売って。
今 B 班の到着を待ってるんです。俺 A 班なんで。
レギュラーってことじゃね。
そうだ、予選会すごいよな。あのユアンキさんとセルなんて。今すぐ行けるんじゃないか、本番。
そんなこと。
謙遜。
What is going on here?
お揃いで。実はさっき話してたんですよ。自分が完成の選手だったらどうするだろうなって。だってどんなに練習したって10人しかいないんだから、もし一人でも風邪をひいたら。それに万が一本戦で死ぬ気で頑張って10位以内に入ったとしても、しますよね、卒業。
選手が足りないんじゃ来年のシード権取る意味しかない。
Stop it.
ね、思うでしょ？何のために走るんだろうって。大変ですよね、モチベーション維持するのも。おい榊、 B 班来たぞ。はい。じゃあ本番のどこかで。
赤い糸でつながってんじゃねえか、あいつと。
ある意味まめな男だ。気にするな、誰も言い返さなかっただけ進歩だよ。
That is true. Kurihara didn't try to beat him up. Nobody fought back. Nobody said anything snarky. Progress, although I would have liked to see a bit of that, but whatever. Yeah. Sakaki needs to quit it. I know we found out the reason that he has a problem with Kurihara. I get it. But the dude needs to move on, okay? He needs to stop. And really, who even cares at this point what next year looks like? They're not trying to build a dynasty. They are trying to help Haiji live out his dream, okay? That's it. So Sakaki can just shut it. Also, isn't this the key question of Run with the Wind? Why are we running? Has been asked in like different ways throughout, but we see the twins asking it a lot now. You know, what is the meaning of what is it all for, this and that. And so Haiji and Kurihara in their kitchen chats have been talking or alluding to things like that a lot. I feel like that is like the underlying ripple of and current of the whole episode, of the whole anime, sorry. Is like, what is it all for? And also, how does Sakaki keep showing up? I know I keep going back to him, but I can't get over how much he bothers me. And where's his teammates? Why isn't somebody calling him out and being like, dude, I think it's layoff, let's call it quits. But no, he keeps showing up. He keeps coming back. And this needs to end once and for all. I hope. I was gonna say prediction, it's not a prediction, it is a wish. My magic lamp. I wish Kurihara and Sakaki are running the same leg. I know that's a big wish because Sakaki kind of sucks in his team. I'm honestly shocked that he's a regular as a first year, so maybe he's not that bad. Anyways, I hope him and Kurihara run the same leg and Kurihara just like massacres him and then like laughs at him as he's waiting at the finish line of his leg, having a drink of water, and Sakaki's like runs up way after. I just created all of that in my head. I'm clearly getting carried away by anger. But he deserves it.
無理だよそんなの。気にするよ。なんで言い返さないのあいつに。答えてよ。自分が走る理由を。
言ったろう。まさに今探してるところだって。場所を変えよう。
The twins seem like two people trying to find their identity.
こう言いたかったんだろう。強豪校で力のある選手と切磋琢磨することこそ競技者のあり方であり、走る意味だと。でも本当にそうなのか。間違いと言い切れるのか。俺たちのしていること。誰一人欠けるわけにいかないのは事実だ。反論のしようもない。来年なんてそんな先のこともわからない。共感するものがきっと後に続く。そう信じて今は全力で走ることしかできないんだ。だから彼に何か言い返す必要もない。指摘を認め、それでも前に進んだあれだ。答えになってないかな。
わかんないよ。けどハイジさんの言うことはなんか好きだ。好
きなんじゃな。
それで十分な気もしますが。
いや、感情に流されんな。納得いくまで議論しろ。勇気ほ
The lawyer.
ねえからな、二人は。
Oh. Oh my gosh, it's so, I loved that. That was a very nice scene. I really liked that explanation of just like everybody's motivations and reasons will be different, and like sure, some people want to compete against the best, measure themselves against the best, track their improvement, and other people are just like motivated and inspired for different reasons, and they don't have to be the same, and you don't have to explain yourself to anybody if you know what you stand for and what is important to you. Like that should be all that matters. And that applies. I was just thinking about things that I'm going through in my own life, and it applies to so much more than sport. It's like relationships, you know, conflict. Everybody experiences something like this in their life, and it's just like, at what point is it worth fighting back, and at what point is it just okay to just embrace and understand who you are and what you stand for, and just like let the rest slide off your back. And Haiji, so wise.
喧嘩しちゃったんだ。
喧嘩っていうか、言いたいことはわかるんだけどさ、納得したい気持ちもあるんだけど、言いくるめられたって気もな。
わかる。冷静だしね、ハイジさんって。
そうなんだよ。なんか普通に元に戻るタイミング逃しちゃって、俺たちが間違ってましたってことでもないでしょ。
私は素直に信じちゃえばいいと思うけどな。4年間ずっと我慢して考え続けて、ここまで来た人の言うことだから信じられるよ。ハイジさんがかけてきた時間に比べたら、私たちのあと2ヶ月なんて一瞬だよ。その一瞬で人生が変わるかもしれないんだよ。今は何もわからないとしても。
確かにこの半年もあっという間だったし、いろんなことあったよな。予選、合宿、記録会。あ、もちろん花ちゃんとも知り合いだし。すげえ助かってるよ。ハイジさんが倒れた時とか。ああ、そうそう、あったそれ。それにいつも練習に付き合ってくれるしな。そうだよな、ほんと助かってる。花ちゃんがいなかったらここまで来れなかったよ。かわいいし。
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, she probably feels so good right now. Like to put in the work and volunteer her time and just help them out, and to feel and hear that appreciation. She probably feels so good. So I'm so happy that that happened. And also the thing I want to ask the twins is like, what about the first of all, I'm glad we found out that it has been 6 months. I've been wondering about this timeline for a while. But if I could ask the twins a question, if I was in Hannah's place at that time, I would say like, do you regret the last 6 months? Like if you could go back and redo it, would you choose to not have lived these experiences? Because like what is the downside to what they've done in the last 6 months? Like nothing. They have developed meaningful relationships, new friendships. They've worked so hard. They have like set goals and achieved them. They've proven that they are capable of doing really hard things if they set their mind to it. Like, I want to know what about the last 6 months was so bad, or what do they regret about it? Because, okay, sure, they might be a little angry that they're not going to win the Hakone Ekiden, but like, there are so many positive things that have come from this experience for them. Like, they are being very short-sighted.
うっかり手伝いましょうかとか言い出すところだった。
Oh my.
勝てないと分かるのはショックなことですよね。でもハイジさんの言葉には救われました。今を全力で走るしかない。確かにその通りです。僕の不安はすっかり晴れました。まだ何か引っかかっていますか？
いや、俺もそう思います。でもやっぱり悔しいんです。榊にあんなこと言われてジョータとジョージを不安にさせて、なのに俺は走ることしかできないなんて。
カケルは自分に厳しいですね。今回コースを下見してきて思いました。このコースのどこかをカケルでもハイジさんでもなく僕が走りきらないといけないんだなって。僕は僕のできることをするしかない。カケルにはカケルにしかできないことがあります。信じてください。僕らとも君自身のことを。
はい。
お、完成台だ。駅伝の。
おお、はいはい。ニュースでやって
See, they're recognized now. They've made a difference in the community.
わかる。日本人で勝負してほしいやつな。
Wait, what?
大学が宣伝目当てで。
No.
何を言う気です。
That's mean.
平気です。
そんな、だっておかしいでしょ。みんな同じ選手なのに。
黒原。久しぶりだな。
Fujioka's all dressed up.
藤岡さん。
清瀬さん、清瀬ハイジさん。
はい。
No! I thought I was gonna finally get my answer! Okay, if it doesn't come next episode, I quit. I thought I was gonna get my answer. Okay. What's another episode waiting? I am so upset also because I thought that those guys were being so supportive and like encouraging, and I felt like the guys had made a difference in the community, and then they were just like being mean about Musa, and that really sucks. But I love that Kuwahara wanted to come to his defense. But then Musa took Haiji's advice from the lake. And it's true, what are you gonna do? What is saying anything gonna do, those people? Nothing. I have so many mixed emotions about this episode. Like, I don't know. On one hand, there was some really good messaging and like perspective and stuff, but then on the other hand, there was just a lot of things that kind of like made me sad or upset, and like that scene at the end with Musa made me upset. The whole thing going on with the twins, the Sakaki narrative, like, I don't know, I just feel uneasy after having watched that one, and I'm usually left feeling so like happy and optimistic, or like crying in a good way, or like feeling really good. I don't know, but this is a foreign feeling for me with this anime. So I'm not sure. I feel like if it was all like happiness and stuff, like that's not super realistic. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm not feeling my best after this, but okay. Some pretty good takeaways. I know I was pretty opinionated about some of the stuff that happened. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Regardless, I would like to hear about it, so hit me up in the comments. I honestly don't know what's gonna come next. Apparently there's 2 months of training left until the big race. I'm sure we're gonna see some training, we're gonna see a little bit more conflict, a little bit of the guys finding their identities and like what they are doing this for, collectively and as individuals. So I feel like a lot more to come, but Anyways, as I said, hit me up with your comments, and I would be so happy if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week with more Run with the Wind. Thanks, guys.